Welcome to Behind Global Headlines. Today, we dive into one of the boldest and most expensive infrastructure projects in U.S. history, the Big Dig in Boston. Spanning more than 15 years and costing tens of billions of dollars, it reshaped the city forever. Let's uncover why it's praised as an engineering marvel yet criticized as a budgetary disaster. Picture this: a bustling city choked by traffic, its skyline obscured by an aging elevated highway. This was Boston in the late 20th century, a city grappling with the consequences of its own growth. The Central Artery, a 6-lane highway built in the 1950s, cut through the heart of downtown, creating a concrete barrier that divided neighborhoods and cast long shadows over the city's historic streets. It was clear that something had to change, and that's where our story of the Big Dig begins. The Big Dig, officially known as the Central Artery Tunnel Project, was conceived in the 1970s as a solution to Boston's growing traffic congestion and urban decay. The ambitious plan aimed to replace the elevated Central Artery with an underground expressway, create a new tunnel to Logan Airport, and extend the Massachusetts Turnpike to the airport. But this was no ordinary construction project. It was to become the largest, most complex, and most technologically challenging highway project in American history. The primary objectives of the Big Dig were multifaceted. First and foremost, it sought to improve traffic flow through the city, reducing congestion and travel times. Secondly, it aimed to reconnect Boston's neighborhoods, healing the urban scars left by the elevated highway. The project also had environmental goals, promising to reduce carbon emissions and create new green spaces in the heart of the city. Lastly, it was seen as a catalyst for economic growth, potentially spurring development and revitalizing Boston's waterfront. The scale of the Big Dig was truly staggering. Imagine trying to perform open-heart surgery on a city while keeping it alive and functioning. That's essentially what the engineers and construction workers faced. The project involved excavating millions of cubic yards of soil and rock, much of it contaminated from centuries of industrial use. They had to tunnel under existing subway lines, weave between building foundations, and work around a complex network of utilities, all while keeping the existing highway operational. The construction process was a marvel of engineering ingenuity. To build the underground highway, workers used a technique called cut and cover. They would dig a trench, build the tunnel structure, and then cover it over, often working in sections as small as a city block. But perhaps the most impressive feat was the construction of the immersed tube tunnel beneath Boston Harbor. Huge concrete sections were built in a dry dock, floated into position, and then sunk into a trench dredged in the harbor floor. The project also pushed the boundaries of technology. Advanced computer modeling was used to design complex interchanges and predict traffic patterns. New construction techniques were developed, such as ground freezing to stabilize soil during excavation. The project even employed archaeologists, who uncovered fascinating artifacts from Boston's colonial past as they dug into the city's layers of history. However, as impressive as the engineering achievements were, the Big Dig became equally notorious for its spiraling costs and delays. Initially estimated at $2.6 billion in 1982, the final price tag ballooned to a staggering $14.8 billion by the time the project was completed in 2007. When accounting for interest on borrowed money, the total cost has been estimated at over $22 billion, making it the most expensive highway project in U.S. history. The reasons for these cost overruns were numerous. There were unforeseen geological challenges, changes in design and scope, and the complexities of working in a dense urban environment. Labor disputes and material shortages also contributed to delays and increased costs. Moreover, the project was plagued by allegations of mismanagement, corruption, and use of substandard materials. These controversies cast a long shadow over the Big Dig's achievements. Critics argued that the money could have been better spent on public transportation or other infrastructure needs. There were also concerns about the project's environmental impact despite its promises of reducing emissions. The Big Dig became a cautionary tale for megaprojects, often cited as an example of cost overruns and mismanagement in large-scale public works. Yet, for all its controversies, the Big Dig has undeniably transformed Boston. The elevated central artery is gone, replaced by the Rose Kennedy Greenway, a string of parks and public spaces that have become a beloved part of the city. Traffic flow has improved, with the underground highway carrying more vehicles at higher speeds than its predecessor. Travel times to Logan Airport have been significantly reduced, and the reconnected neighborhoods have seen a surge in development and property values. The project has also had broader impacts on urban planning and engineering. It demonstrated the feasibility of burying urban highways, inspiring similar projects in other cities. The innovative construction techniques developed for the Big Dig have been applied to projects around the world. And while its cost overruns serve as a warning, its successes in urban renewal have influenced how cities approach large-scale infrastructure projects. Environmentally, the outcomes have been mixed. While the new green spaces have improved air quality and provided habitats for urban wildlife, the increased traffic capacity has led to more vehicles on the road, potentially offsetting some of the environmental benefits. However, the project did remediate significant amounts of contaminated soil and improved water quality in the Charles River and Boston Harbor. The Big Dig's legacy is complex and continues to evolve. It's a testament to human ingenuity and ambition, showing what's possible when we dream big and apply our technological prowess to reshaping our urban environments. At the same time, it serves as a sobering reminder of the challenges and pitfalls of megaprojects, the importance of careful planning and oversight, and the need to balance ambition with fiscal responsibility. As we look to the future, with cities around the world grappling with aging infrastructure and the need for sustainable urban development, the lessons of the Big Dig remain relevant. It challenges us to think boldly about urban transformation, while also demanding that we approach such projects with rigorous planning, transparent management, and a clear-eyed assessment of costs and benefits. The Big Dig reshaped not just Boston's physical landscape, but also our understanding of what's possible and what's at stake when we undertake massive urban infrastructure projects. It's a story of vision and folly, of engineering triumphs and management failures, of a city transformed, and a cautionary tale for the ages. As we face the urban challenges of the 21st century, the Big Dig stands as both an inspiration and a warning, a complex legacy that continues to influence how we think about building the cities of tomorrow. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about global megaprojects. See you in the next video.